You're great.
You're great.
You're great.
You're great.
You're
Hey,
great.
Derek.
Are we gonna have nicknames for each other each episode?
You're
I think
great.
we should.
You're great.
I'm Underboob. That's the original. That's the OG. So you're Nev Nips. I'm Underboob.
Oh wait, let's not give away the studio production value we have here.
It's pretty low.
You're probably going to sing anyway, so you might as well just use
That's
that
a
part,
good
you
point.
know? Good. You're great.
You're great.
You're great.
You're great. I was gonna say something else, but it's not important. You're great.
You're so great. That
You
was fun.
are the greatest.
Welcome to the Hug Life podcast. I'm sorry, I think of your hair every time, which I feel like isn't. I just gotta, we gotta. spice it
Wait,
up.
you just having a
Do something
band bun?
I think it's like the front of it,
The front of it?
Well, as we know, I've spent my entire life, except for a brief period of my own doing when I was like 4, with long hair, and so
I took it
just
out. It's just
stays there.
staying. It's just
Wow.
staying in place. Isn't that
no,
disgusting?
that
It's
is-
so disgusting. It
I
just
mean,
stays
I
in
totally
place.
get it, and we're both Italian, so I feel like our hair is about as greasy as each other. But it really is still staying there too. It's not.
Mhm. Now it fell down.
Well, it fell straight back, but not like it didn't. You didn't take your motorcycle helmet off in a movie.
No, I didn't.
Anyways, I'm Mike Luscious Locks Coletta.
And I am Monica Straight Hair Sally Nevy. Because your hair's straight
Being
today.
a real straight hair Sally over
In a
here.
real straight hair Sally kind of mood today.
Oh yeah. Okay, this is our podcast. You're listening to it. Thank you so much. You're great.
It took me way too long to write straight hair Sally down. Okay,
I know.
so
I've tried to do that too.
do you have things you would like to plug, like show-wise? I saw you did a show last night at Tacoma Comedy Club that I'm very curious about.
Yeah, we can chat about that if you'd like. Yeah, I have a couple more. So Washington changed their rules kind of again, and you can like rent out a facility basically for like a private tour or a private show if it's 6 people or less.
Nice.
And so Tacoma Comedy Club has been doing that. And they've actually like got like a lot of people interested, which is cool, but it's still only 6 people. Anyway, so I did one show last night on a Monday night at 8:30
Hell
for
yeah.
4 people. But it was, I don't know, it's fun. I don't know if it could be not fun right now just to actually be in front of people again.
Oh, no, I'm about to message Josh because I was like, holy
yeah.
shit, I didn't even know this was a thing, and I am aching for it.
Yeah, he's booking them, and he had tried to book me on some other ones, and I couldn't do it. So with this new show that I've been filming, it's like there's a lot of scheduling plus, the parenting thing. Anyways, a lot of things to juggle here. And so I had to say no to a couple, and then the owner of the club texted me separately and was like, has Josh asked you to do any of these? And I was like, yes, he's not just skipping me, he's the reason I haven't done any is because this. So then he sent me all of the dates that they already had. And so I just picked ones and told Josh I was doing them basically. So,
Well, no one has contacted me,
Well,
so
there
I
you
feel extremely upset.
well, you just contact them. And
But I've also not done stand-up in a while. So it's also a pandemic, so.
yeah. It's really weird too because like they're doing food too, like to go food.
That was my big question. is if they're
So
doing
like
food still.
DoorDash people come in while you're on stage all the time, which is
Nice.
fine. They put that backdrop, the photo backdrop, like up
I saw that.
behind like the second row basically. So
Yeah.
it kind of blocks it off.
Yeah.
But yeah, 4 people. Anyway, so I have 2 of those on Sunday. But if you're in this area, I guess that's an option. I think it's $200 and
Hey.
to like rent it, and you can have up to 6 people.
That's great,
So
though.
yeah,
They're able to
and
do
then
comedy
they still
again.
do food and drinks and stuff, and so you can come and get hammered. My shows on Sunday are like 1 and 3 p.m.
Do they have bacon cheese fries?
I don't know. I didn't look at.
That's
any of
all
it,
I
but
care about. I got to message Josh.
I had 2 O'Douls, and they mopped the floor right at the end of the show, and Josh fell down in the bar area, and it was hilarious. There's a video of it, and I was
Oh,
like,
man.
you have to post that, right? You have to post that? Thank you.
Post it. That's
Anyways,
fun.
other than that, so those, I have a couple of Zoom shows, but I think they're fundraiser private things too this week. But then next Friday, February 5th, which is the day before my birthday, if anybody needs to know, I will be debuting my new show, Dumb Pitches. It's a YouTube interview show. People keep calling it a podcast. It's not really that, but whatever. If that's what you'd like to call it, that's fine. But it's like literally I have a guest every show and we talk about their worst ideas. So,
Oh, that's a good thing.
yeah, it's fun. It's super fun. I just put a promo up for it today. If you're not subscribed to my YouTube, please do. But yeah, they're about 25 to 30 minutes and it's just the comedians, there's musicians, some authors, and, I can't do anything differently. So we're also sponsored by small businesses each time, which is kind of cool, but I just did it for free for them, but that's fun. And, it's really, really funny, really fun. Dumb Pitches is what it's called. So that's, my main focus, my main stress at this point.
Hey, stress can be good if it's good stress, if you're having fun doing it.
Yeah.
Okay, I got no shit going on. I'm going back to school. Fuck you. Okay, so next we got things you could do to help us. You ready? Here's our list of things you could do to help us. You could rate, review, subscribe to us wherever you listen to podcasts, if it allows it. If you're on Spotify, you just got to tell your friends about us, okay?
Can you follow it on Spotify?
I think you can follow us, though.
Yeah,
that's helpful.
I think you can follow. So, follow, because then when the new episodes come up, I think it'll show up for you.
Yeah, and that'll help us a ton. You could also...
Be our 50th review. It could be you. We'll send you... If you send me proof of you being our 50th review or whatever, I'll send you some Hug Life stuff. We got magnets and pins and maybe some shirts. I think
I'll blow kisses your way, too.
There you go.
No big deal. Okay, so you could also go to huglifepodcast.com or monicanevi.com. Click on the Amazon banner. Shop as you normally would. We get a little something on the side.
Yeah.
A little side hustle for us, know?
Cocaine. Just kidding.
You can also go to patreon.com/huglifepodcast. $1 a month. You get all those back episodes that we've done. We've done so many, actually. We've done a lot. I was like, geez Louise.
Yeah. Well, and we'll have a new one soon for January.
Very soon, actually. And then you could also support our friend, Danny Dodge, by going to studiododge.com or at Studio Dodge on Instagram, following them, liking their stuff, buying our merch. And when I say merch, I mean art, okay? I've been spending way too much time in the comedy community. It's not all merch.
Fantastic art, though. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm. And then... last, if you want to follow us, we're on Instagram at Hug Life Podcast.
At Hug Life Podcast. It's a good follow. It's a real
good follow.
Yeah.
I feel like my hair is getting so long, it's kind of mullety.
It looks like it right now because your headphones are pushing it back. I'll put a photo on our Instagram.
So everyone will know how mullety I look.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all like NASCAR?
When we do. Oh my God. It really does right now. But I do think it's because of the headphones. It's not. Well, I don't know. I haven't seen it without headphones.
I'm usually when I'm mulleting most of the time. Not really. I put my hair up in shame. Okay.
I feel like that's what happens with guys with long hair.
They end up with it up.
They ended up with it up most of the time, and then it's like, well, why not just cut your hair?
And then when it's down, it's like, hey, how about you tone that mullet down, sir?
Yeah. Coming from me, who I wore my hair up literally for like 10 years. Like I just didn't take it down. Because,
she really did.
I mean, not obviously I washed it and then put it back up, but
she never washed it.
It was, I think it's a sports thing, but everyone was like, well, why don't you just cut it then? And I was like, no, I'm never going to.
Well, that's why I keep my hair up, because I'm a real athlete. And I think most people know that.
Yeah. Well, and I also feel like I'm terrible at letting that part of my life go. So I'm just going to keep it long forever. I consider myself an athlete until I'm dead. And
hey, there you go.
It's the coordination's still there. That's about it, though.
Still there. Okay. Yeah. So I have a lexical embrace.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have a lexical embrace?
I don't. That I could. I may have one. But
my lexical embrace is figuring shit out yourself.
Oh, nice.
Because
Okay.
I had a
Give us an
problem with
example.
my coding homework. I was getting very frustrated. I spent about 5 hours on it, got nowhere, and then I had a big breakthrough, and I solved like half of it in like 20 minutes.
Did you look something up, or were you just able
I mean,
to
I was
finally
Googling, like,
click?
because you're supposed to Google a shit ton because that's how you learn and learning for yourself and everything. And I was trying to do things all the wrong way. And then it turned out I was making it harder than it needed to be. And then I figured it out, and it was a breakthrough. And I was like, fuck you, world. I don't need you, except Google. I need Google.
I like this. I like this a lot because I obviously been editing more in the last 11 months or whatever the hell it's been, but also with this new show. And so I have Adobe Premiere, which a lot of people complain about. And honestly, it is not the most streamlined of, but it's quality. Like the video that ends up is good. And so I had to watch this video because sometimes you'll import a video and the audio won't go with it for whatever reason. It's so weird, and it does it all the time. And so there's a million videos on how to fix this. And this guy, it was the longest, like, okay, you got to go here, and then you take this, and then you have to change this folder name to a different name, and then make a new folder and all this stuff. And then he's like, and then you go down here and click this audio button, like next to where the track is. And so I watched it and was like, okay, well, I'm not fucking doing that. And then I went into Premiere and just clicked that audio button without doing anything else. And then it just worked.
That's the way to go.
Yeah,
That's really
like,
the way to go.
I'm just click some shit before
There's this thing in tech, and I'm noticing it taking this course because there's a website called Stack Overflow, and the whole website is to help people with coding problems. That's all it is. And it's a lot of like people trying to swing their coding dick around, is how I put it. So you say, hey, how do I, like, just an example, like, how do I add two numbers together in JavaScript? It's a pretty simple thing to do. It's really easy, right? There will be answers that are like 20 lines of code long just because they want to show how many stupid functions they know that are pointless because they want to. And I think that's kind of what that guy was doing in your video.
Well,
It's just like,
that's what it
look at
seemed
everything
like.
I know. And really, it's just click this fucking button, you know?
Well, then he was like, there's two ways to do it. And I was like, why? Which one works? You know, like there's no way I would have been able to do all the shit that he did.
There's a lot of dick swinging in tech. That doesn't need to be there.
Because I've run it into that exact same problem before. And, you know, they're just like, oh, just open another sequence and then copy and paste it from that one, which has worked before, but then it wasn't working this time. So that's why I had to look it up again. But that makes total sense that you'd be like, I don't even know how to like say that, because it's like when people use big words that they don't need to, you know, just to prove that they know them.
Thing.
Yeah, it's like that only with, and it's funny because I'm not a tech person. I'm not competing with you, you know.
Yeah.
I just want to know I just need help.
Exactly. Like my whole thing with this whole course, and I think it's like the way with most people are with like technology, is you want to learn the most efficient way to do something.
Yeah.
But that also makes sense, you know? And then.
Well, and it's going to keep working. That's the other part.
Yeah,
is like
you
if
wanna
it only
keep the
works
party-
once and I have to do it every time or something, you know?
You got to keep the party going. But there's some people that are like, I want to write this out in the most complex way possible. And you're like, why?
Can. That's why. I know
Yeah.
how to do this.
So-
Okay.
But yeah, figuring shit out on your own. It
Nice.
Feels good. And
I
that can
like
apply to
that.
anything. That can apply to like cooking or
Ooh.
love. I don't know. Whatever.
I got to lexical embrace one thing here.
Okay, I'm ready.
Couscous. Do you have
I fucking love
great.
couscous.
Okay,
I didn't
was
know.
gonna say, do you
Oh my
have
god,
an
I have another
opinion?
one. I have another lexical embrace. It's food based on what you just
Okay,
said.
is it about couscous? Because
It's
otherwise
not about
it seems off
couscous,
topic.
but it's about something else. So you go first.
We made it for the first time last night, and it was so good. And to the point where we had like one, you know, a normal serving, which was a cup for all three of us last night, and I had a cup for lunch to myself today.
I can't
because was
believe
like, yes.
I've had couscous before you. I thought you'd
I've had it before.
Thought you'd be a
but-
couscouser. You know what I mean?
I had a cold couscous salad.
Y'all cousing?
And then I had some at a Nepalese restaurant once. But it seemed like it was more difficult or something. I don't know. I had just never made it, I think, was the other thing. Neither had Aaron.
We
And
make
so
it from a box. Makes it easier.
We have like just a little, like rice, you know, you just get like a tin
So
of
you're
it.
buying just straight up couscous from the store
Yeah,
in a
but
big
it has
old
a
wholesale
thing
bag.
on the back. Yeah, it's not huge, but it has just it. You know, it's just like this much. It's the same as rice, basically. I mean, that's really as far as the complicated part of making it, which is not really anything. And so I don't know why I thought it was harder to make than that. I guess.
I think couscous is also like rice, is all about what you put in it to make it
Yeah.
good, seasoning wise and stuff.
Yeah,
But-
for sure.
All right, you ready for mine? You ready?
Yes.
I had never had, and Katie had never had either, bucatini pasta.
Really?
Spaghetti that's hollow.
Yeah.
I blew my dick off.
There
Just
you
clean
go.
off.
Okay, so don't
It's
judge
gone.
me about the couscous. You've never had bucatini.
I'm a bucatini eunuch now. It's so crazy. That's how good it
I
was.
replaced it with a
Replaced it with some bucatini.
Yeah.
Technically still functional.
Does the same thing. It's got a hole in it, right? That's all you really need. I don't know.
That is one of those sayings that's really gross out of context. It's got a hole in it, right? That's all you need. You.
That does sound.
Ew.
Yeah. Why? I mean, if not the common denominator of all of all genitals is a hole. You know, that's it.
You know, it's really what it is.
Mhm.
All
So
about
your face.
Yeah, but
technically
bucatini though, holy crap,
genital.
so good.
There you go. Look at us expanding our culinary.
I feel like a bad
horizons.
Italian, for not eating
Yeah.
bucatini. Also
That's
saying
why you didn't wash your
Italian.
hair today. That's probably good.
I do enjoy that, like, because some people take their heritage very seriously, and even if it's like you're like, okay, Greg, your family moved here from somewhere 300 years ago. Calm down,
Right. Yeah.
But I'm like, I like making fun of Italian.
It is a funny, like, I don't know. What a weird time. Anyways, okay.
The
Good.
bucatini,
So
try
food
some.
and figuring stuff out on your own, like how to make some food. There you go.
There you go. I have one good news story today.
Perfect. Ready?
I am almost ready. Stall.
Oh,
Say something.
hey.
Say something. Say something quickly. Off the dome.
Well, I can't talk over you. That's all.
Okay, I'm ready
just-
now.
Okay, fine. Never mind. Going to give another cooking tip. Okay. Hey, guys. Good news.
Hi, welcome to the good news segment. It's me, Mike Coletta, live from the helicopter of good news. It's a traffic copter, but it's all about good news. It's
The
just
good
really
news
loud for no
copter.
reason. California banned indiscriminate fishing nets. These are also known as gill nets. Now, porpoises are on the rebound. So what's funny is California banned these gill nets in 1994. They're essentially like ocean fences that kill everything.
Like in Free Willy.
Yeah, exactly. And they got rid of them in 1994, and now they're just noticing that porpoises are rebounding.
That's interesting. I never noticed that. I always thought I knew a decent amount of about marine life or seafood, maybe because I was from here, but it could possibly be from Free Willy being one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that's right. But okay, so
okay.
in different bays of California, we're talking Monterey Bay, Morro Bay, San Francisco Bay,
Nice.
and Northern California. They each have their own separate populations of porpoises. All right, which is just fun to say. And if you look in
Porpoise.
like numbers from 1986, they ranged between like 7,000 in the most populated to like 1,500 in the least populated. And now in the graphs, every single one of those is up
Nice.
from 1986 levels. So that's pretty great, I think.
That is great. Let's continue to make good choices.
Yeah,
about
make
the
good choice with the environment. This is an LA
That
Times
seems-
article, by the way, so I feel like it's legit.
How does it say where are those legal other places, or is it?
Yeah, they're still legal in a lot of places, but California banned them. I mean, I think I want to say it's illegal to use it. It's definitely illegal in Washington because I know my stepdad at one time was diving for old, broken, disgusting gill nets to recover them and throw them away.
Nice.
So,
Yeah, well, we have a lot of rules up here, but that's also because it's a more popular thing. I don't know. Marine
environmentalism.
fishing and stuff, that's a
Mhm.
thing that people do. Well, I just remember as a kid, do you remember this? Would you have been here yet? I don't know. But there was just a big court argument about the Macaw tribe being able to hunt whales or not.
I remember this. I
how-
wasn't here for this, but I remember hearing about it later.
Yeah, well, there's just a big, because it's a cultural thing. I mean, their land, really, their water. And, but then there was you weren't allowed to hunt them at all. And then they made, I think they can do one a year or whatever it is. But they do it in a canoe, which is crazy. So it was just on the news all the time about it. And then once they would hunt that one, because it's it's a big whale. It's not little fishes. It's a whole whale. They
Monica,
would
biologist,
always
telling us the size of whales versus normal fish. Thank you.
I don't know if you know the difference between a fish and a whale.
Please
One
tell me.
is huge, and the
Oh,
other
okay.
one
Very well. Mm-hmm.
less huge.
Today I learned.
I was today old. What is it? I was today
Yeah, no, it's
years
like
old.
I was today old when I learned that this happened. Internet.
Right. Maybe we should.
You know, they actually have that in
Stupid
Alaska
ones.
too, in northern Alaska. They have the whole like it's like a culture, they call it like a cultural hunt or something like that.
Yeah,
it's like,
something like that.
yeah, it's like that there too.
Yeah, but they have to do it. I do think that's part of the deal is that they have to do it in the cultural, traditional way that they would. And so that's why, which is pretty crazy to watch, actually. So it was, a popular argument then, back when we could be more concerned about the environment and not whether we're all going to die or not. So they would film it like when it was happening and like show this big whale that they caught in a canoe, which is crazy. I mean, obviously they take it to the shore. It wasn't in the canoe, but you know what I mean. Because they use harpoons and a canoe, and they're good at it, honestly. So
Good for them. Good for them, you know?
it's impressive. How did we get on this? Oh, the nets.
The
Yeah.
nets thing. That's
They
the end
didn't
of my
have
segment,
to use
though.
any nets, that's what I'm saying. All right. There's that. Are you
That's
good?
it. That's the whole. I only got one story today. I wanted to keep it short and sweet.
No, that's totally fine. All right. Hey, guys, that was good news. Okay, I have I have an idea.
You have an idea? What's your idea?
You just look like your stomach hurts when you do that. Well, I can't remember. I forget our topics sometimes.
So you had
but-
an idea and you just forgot our idea.
No, I didn't forget.
Oh,
the idea.
okay.
I just forget what we've already talked about since we've been doing this for 100 years. I just wanted to positive spin being irritated. Have we done that
Oh, that's a
before?
good one. That's a real good one.
Well, and now you're in a different situation than you have been.
Mhm.
And not, I mean, I don't think listeners are under any facade that either of us never get irritated. I think we've been
Which is
so
weird
on
because
the podcast.
I've been irritated when friends of ours have been like, "Why are you always happy?" That pisses me off more than anything in the world.
I'm irritated by you thinking I'm happy. Yeah.
like what's your? Oh, well, this is a Patreon discussion. If I'm going to name a name, right?
Okay. Yeah. Write that down.
Mhm.
Yes. So I mean, I try not to be too often, but I mean, I just am. I just am irritated. And sometimes you're just irritable too, like.
Oh,
I
I said figuring it out, but when I spent all day Sunday almost, like from noon to 5, trying to figure out this coding
That's funny
homework,
because I almost texted
I
to see if
was-
you wanted to record that day.
fucking furious. I was so mad that I couldn't figure it out. I was fuming and I felt so bad because I'm like, it's not directed at anyone. It's all internal. And
It's
I was
funny
like,
because you remember like as a kid when they're trying to teach you about emotions and just like, they're like, when you count backwards from 10
I feel
or
like we
whatever
do
and
a
stuff like
bad
that.
job of that now.
I
Like,
know. And I'm like, oh, I should do that.
I feel like, oh man, kids are going to be so fucked up now.
Oh, yeah.
Not all
It's
kids, but a
confusing.
lot of kids are.
Well, and I can't really tell, like, are they going to be better or worse than us? I don't know. Because I think about, like, how my parents were parented. Well, how my mom was parented. And it's like, well, yeah, that's a lot different than the way I was parented,
Yeah.
As far
I
as
guess
a
that's true. I think more about
softness.
like pandemic year of no socialization,
Yeah. I
And
don't, they're going to
then-
be real weird. I don't know.
the advent of social media and phones, and like
Well,
it's a lot of challenge. I don't say kids are gonna be fucked up. It's going to be so different. That's a good way to put it. Different.
Well, I think the social media thing is the biggest part of making them anxious, at least. I don't know.
There are students that I like am on a Google Meet with every day, and they'll forget to mute themselves, and then I hear the phone videos they're watching
They're just watching videos.
instead of like being while the teacher's like talking in class.
Be
And you're just like,
present,
oh, this is
dog.
great.
Be
Great.
present. Well, I mean, the idea for this topic comes from just being around people all the time now, just trapped in a home,
Oh, I love being alone.
mostly with children. But yes, I miss being alone.
I love being alone so much. That was one of the benefits, I think, of us living together is we both liked being alone sometimes.
Yeah.
We would just
well, I'm super like that, though. Like, I really do. My dad's like that, too. And it's funny because, I mean, now I know he might have been smoking pot or whatever, but he would still just be hanging out in the yard. So, but every single day he would go out there. And my mom, it was just like a thing that they knew about each other. She was like, oh yeah, he likes to be alone. Just let him. And it's true. He's still like that. And I'm just like that. I don't like loud things. And if I'm overstimulated, I need to like be alone for a while. And I feel like right now we pay more attention to the phones and stuff. We've already talked about this, but also just like it's so rare now that I am alone. I don't feel like I hear my own thoughts anymore. Like half of the time I'm like, did I even think anything today? Or was it solely based on what was happening in front of me? You know, like I wasn't just in my head at all. And it makes me just like on edge, I guess, or more susceptible. Like I would rather go outside and clean in the rain to be able to be alone than like, continue to absolutely.
Oh yeah, it's
continue
great.
to be overstimulated and irritable because I don't like to be mean, but sometimes you're just like stop talking to me.
Yeah, I've been going when it was summertime. I was going fishing by myself because I was just like let's just go. You know.
Well, and that's why I started working out in the morning because I could go alone, even if it's for 40 minutes or whatever. But
yeah.
And right now I ran a full mile without stopping in 32-degree weather because that's what I needed to do. It was very painful, but I did it.
Yeah, I think the positive of being irritated, though, is knowing what's going to get you out of it.
Okay, yeah. So, and I mean, you would learn more about those things, or you'd have to.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, I know I need to do this to get out of it. Like, you need to go for a mile run in the cold, and I need to, like, just turn off all the lights and play something like video games or watch TV, just take my mind away from what I'm doing, you know?
Disconnects you, yeah.
So it's like, there's that, but...
Well, and we've always talked about the balance of those things where it's like, oh, things are okay in moderation, whatever, whether it's food or, video games or whatever it is. And now it kind of does prove that where you're like, oh, there's actually a useful threshold of those things of being like, yeah, video games are good for an hour when I've been stressed out all day or whatever, That's not necessarily my thing, but, whatever. I stare at my fantasy basketball league way more than I used to. I think it's just because it like gives me something to do.
Oh yeah. Also, sometimes you got to get those emotions out. You can't just not be irritated. You gotta just like get that stuff. Because I mean, like I get irritated every time I see a ding dong comedian doing a show when they don't need to be. That's when I get irritated.
That's true. Like
I'm also irritated because I can't go do that. Like I just know I can't.
That's a huge thing. That is a huge thing for me. And like last night was the first time that I had done a live show. Well, I did one on New Year's Eve. That was outside. So
you did the one that I did with you.
Yeah, I was going to say since that one, really.
Yeah.
So it was like, and then I was with comics that have been traveling, and I just like, of course their arguments are like different. Not that we're arguing about it, but that's what I want to be doing. I want to be on the road again. I do, but I don't feel safe yet or comfortable doing that, And so it's just this constant, like, I feel on edge with them too, because I want to like argue about it or not argue, but like defend myself, I guess. But then I am just genuinely irritated that they are doing that and then kind of being like, oh, well, I haven't gotten it yet and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, well, I wanted to see my mother. Towards it. I don't know, like, yeah.
Yeah, especially when like for me, it's like I don't go do comedy right now because it's not even about like dying from COVID at this point. It's also how messed up your health is afterward. Like it's like chronic
I'm not
health
afraid
problems.
It would kill me or whatever. I'm just more concerned about my family or not being able to see them. Also, there's a child involved that goes back and forth between homes, and that would cause just a whole fucking thing.
It's like a walking petri dish.
Yeah, it's just horrible. So, I'm just still making that decision, but it's just like I'm like, I mean, you can tell. You went back to school, you're like helping all these students because it gives you something to fill that with, like I have all these other creative projects that I'm trying to fill it with, but it just doesn't really.
Oh, it doesn't do the same thing.
Yeah. For either of us, I don't think. And so you just like, it's hard not to be irritated by it all the time because normally like it's been 11 months and I constantly am like, oh, tomorrow's Wednesday. I used to fly on Wednesdays, Oh, Sunday. I'd be getting home,
right.
you know,
like
or,
it's weird having like a Thursday through Saturday where I'm not doing something like that. Where you're like,
and then how often it's like, okay, so this Friday I'm going to go and record 2 episodes in Seattle of that other show, and then come home and think about it. You know, I don't have a Zoom show that night. I don't have a show. It's like, and I mean, it'll be weird easing back into it, but like last night was weird because I left at like 8 p.m. for the first time in 11 months.
did you stay at the club the whole show too?
Yeah, we each did 30, and then Andrew closed, but I brought my albums. I've been bringing them to like any tiny shows or whatever. I still bring them because I make a joke about grabbing too many of them and whatever. But I sold 2 of the 4
sale
people.
rate.
Yeah, exactly, which is pretty good. So if that room was full, that's $1,000. So yeah, I stayed, and it was kind of fun just to be around stand up again, even if it was a struggle for, you know, it was fun, but those small crowds, you know how it is. They want to, you know, they want to talk, and they want to talk about them, and they're like, okay, well, now I'm going to do a joke, and then they're like, no, we want to talk about us.
We
again.
want to comment on your joke,
which was still fun.
We're just having a conversation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we were just all talking about, you know, trying new stuff, and you're like, okay, well, maybe I can try it now. And then these 2 want to talk about their divorce. I don't know. It was weird, but it was fun.
Shit got weird. Okay, hey,
But yeah, so I like watching it. That's all.
Do you have
Anyway.
a top 5 for today?
Okay, this is what I was thinking. I'm going to kind of make it up on the fly. But
Okay, I'm fine with it.
so these are the worst places to be irritated or in an irritable mood.
Okay, my bowels. First one.
So yes, in the bathroom. So and this is like peak irritability. Like somebody says the wrong thing, you're gonna snap for no reason.
I'm ready to snap.
So you're on keto. You haven't eaten.
Usual, yes.
Okay, at work.
Oh, I like snapping at work because you get to leave. You get to leave. You leave at a certain time. Who cares? Fuck them. You know?
That's true. I guess. Okay, so was that something you were able to do, or are able
I would
to do
snap
now?
at SAG. Yeah,
Well, yeah, but like, can you leave work at work? I mean, I don't know. You were pretty stressed when you worked at SAG, to be honest.
I was pretty stressed because I didn't want to be there.
I mean, that could have had something to do with not doing as much stand up as you wanted.
Yeah, I was just stressed
and
about
maybe not
everything
the
when I
job.
lived in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
But
Okay. Well, and
I
maybe
think snapping at work's good too because you can like snap, and then it's like you could just make up some dumb work excuse like, oh, I'm just really busy. We're like, oh, stop.
Well,
But you're
yeah.
not busy at all. Like, oh, I haven't had my coffee, hot lol, or whatever.
Well, when you said that, it's like maybe then they let you go home.
Yeah,
They're
one
like,
day
"Mike's having
I
a bad day. You
had
should just take a personal day.
I had like terrible poops, like the worst of my life. And I told my boss, I'm like, I'm not feeling really well. She's like, just go home. And I was like, I could just say I have this every day. It was Chipotle. Chipotle fucks me up. I can't eat it anymore.
So it happens to
There's
some
some sort of
people.
spice in it that like makes my tummy hurt. Like legit hurt. Like I got
That's
crummy
not
tummy.
good. Makes you do gas.
Makes me make gas.
Makes you do gas.
I do gas now.
Okay, so it's okay because you get to leave those people. You could possibly go home early. The other thing with work is that maybe you've been just holding a lot of truths in, and if you just snap, you can just finally say the shit that you want to say to your
You're
boss.
like, so-and-so doesn't do shit around here.
Yeah, exactly. I'm fucking leaving.
Usually I wouldn't snap. What I would do is I would just talk to Kane because Kane was there. It made
That's
it easier.
true.
Because Kane,
Yeah.
we would complain about people together and it was really fun.
Well, then maybe that's it. That reinforces whatever your work bond is. You know, I mean, you guys were friends separately, but like I got along with my boss at the Boys and Girls Club really well, and that was a thing. You know, we kind of bonded over whatever stressed moments. So, okay, she let me go home a couple of times too. Anyways,
Nice.
okay, let's see. A family gathering. Do you yell at Nana or something?
They have to love you. It's fine. They are by blood contractually obligated to love you even if you snap. So you get a couple of those, I think, before people talk to you about it, you know?
Okay. For people to talk to you about it. Hey,
Before
what
people
the
are like,
fuck
hey,
happened?
man, you got to stop snapping. Hi, man. It's me, your dad, Mitch Burrow.
Oh, I did talk to him. Anyways, 3, right?
We're on 3. We are on 3.
Okay, you're at a party, but it's people you don't really know. So maybe you're with like your partner or you're tagging along with a friend and you're just meeting some of these people.
I mean, this
and
goes
you're
back to the
very
fuck 'em
irritated.
scenario, because if you don't know them, you don't feel as bad, you know? You really don't. And also, I mean, if you don't know them, then you can meet them later on, and then maybe they'll think you're really confident because you're just like not afraid to get snappy. Because sometimes people, I feel like, think of it as like cowardice, like being super nice. You know, but if you're like a dick and maybe they were like think that, they're like, oh man, this guy's like really shoots from the hip, this guy, you know?
Oh yeah, I like your realness. They don't do that with women, but that's a good thought.
Because people sometimes take my niceness as cowardice, I think, in my life. I've had that. And I'm like, if only I was more irritated.
If only I was more irritated.
Only I was more of a fucking dick face.
I have thought that if I was meaner, like if I was just not.
Oh
like
yeah, you
mean,
mean someone that's mean and they don't take shit from
not
anyone?
malicious, yeah, but like that, like just and maybe there's a better word for that, but yeah, like I just wish I was I could stand my ground a little bit.
Yes,
firmer.
Monica supports the stand your ground law. Everyone, she just said that on the podcast. Yeah, it's fine.
Stand my ground. That's it. Only mine. Okay. Somewhere, number 4, somewhere where you're being honored or you've gotten an award or they're like very excited that you're there kind of thing.
That's a fun situation because then you're like, and I've definitely been irritated at a comedy show. Like when you do it, because Monica can attest to this, when you do a comedy show in like a small town and you're not famous, obviously, people still treat you
they're very excited
differently,
nobody
and then
goes
being
there.
snappy in one of those situations is actually really funny.
Well, yeah, because then they're just like,
oh yeah,
Hollywood.
he gets what he wants, you know.
Or maybe that's it. Yeah, they don't know that they're just.
He only wants red M&Ms. He said so. So
that's funny because I do think they have that expectation sometimes, where like the most often I get asked for. It's not a writer, but like, you know, if you want anything in your green room and all this stuff is smaller towns where I'm like, you don't realize that I don't get that, right? Like that's not a thing.
I was doing this show in Wenatchee with Kelsey and she was headlining and I was featuring and we both had really good sets, like really good, like, oh, these are like, damn, you know, and we felt good about it. And then this fucking, one of the openers would not stop asking us to go to his house and do his shitty podcast. And finally, we both just snapped like, no, man, we're not doing it. And then even the booker, who you know, but I'm not going to say, was like, yeah, dude, stop being fucking weird. And I was just like, no, shut this shit down right now. I love it.
Hilarious. And I love it that it's you and Kelsey who were both too nice to say anything most of the time.
Yeah, we got so sick. This guy was so drunk and like asking over and over. I'm like, we're not doing it, dude.
Oh, but
we'll
write that one down
now.
Too. We got to talk about who that is.
I don't remember the comic's name, but I can talk more about it on Patreon.
Okay. I'm trying to a formal event like a wedding or a funeral.
That to me is great because in those events, well, not a funeral, but like in a wedding, you're forced to be happy. So you can be like really angry and snappy at someone, and then the next moment turn around and smile like, "Oh, it's cake time!
It's love."
Yeah. Also, I think it's fine to be irritated at like an event like that. Because you can also say the excuse of like you're hungry.
That's true. Well, and I was thinking that never hurts irritation for me, at least eating.
It
so
always helps. Always
eventually
helps.
not gonna get food or booze, and that could help you.
Very helpful. All right, that was it. We nailed it.
Yeah, that was good.
Do you want to do the top? Not the top 5. We just did it. The quiz.
The quiz. Yeah.
So today,
what a weird
this
one.
quiz is going to reveal which redheaded Disney hunk is perfect for us based on our brunch choices.
Nice.
Once again, a classic, true correlation between two things. So you got to choose a starter first. Your options are avocado toast, eggs Benedict, frittata, or a smoked salmon bagel. I bet you're going for that bagel, aren't you?
Oh, hell yeah. Smoked salmon bagel.
I'm going to go with the frittata.
Nice. Ooh, fancy.
Choose a stack of pancakes. We got mixed berry, raspberry, buttermilk, or chocolat.
I'm going to go with raspberry.
I'm going to go with buttermilk. Now you got to choose a plate of waffles. Do you go chocolate? Do you go Belgian? Do you go berry? Or do you go banana?
I like a Belgian waffle.
I like berries on a waffle. I do. Choose a main entree, a smoothie bowl. Who chooses a smoothie bowl? A French toast, breakfast sandwich on a bagel specifically, or crepes.
I mean, I know I started with a bagel, but I like that's like the only real savory option, and I like as breakfast sandwich. Delicious.
Nice. I'm gonna go with French toast. I love French toast.
French toast is
Choose a side dish: fruit bowl, bacon, sausage, or oatmeal.
You pick first.
Bacon.
Okay, I'll go sausage.
Choose something to drink: orange juice, smoothie, coffee, or sparkling water.
I thought that was like Jägermeister. I was like,
Or a Jägermeister.
or a Heineken.
Orange juice, smoothie, coffee, or Mad Dog 2020.
What? I'm gonna go with orange juice.
I'm gonna go with coffee. I love me some coffee. I've been drinking way too much coffee lately, though. Okay. Finally, choose something sweet: banana bread, cinnamon rolls, blueberry muffins, or sprinkled donut. Can I tell you a
This is
secret about me?
tough. Yeah.
I fucking love banana bread. Like, it's
Really?
one of my favorite things in the world.
I did not know that.
I don't
about
eat it enough, and I love it.
Interesting.
Yeah. Love it.
Wow.
What about you?
Is that
what
what you're choosing? This is tough for me because I like the cinnamon rolls look good. Cinnamon rolls for me are always too big though. If it was a smaller cinnamon roll, perfect.
Yeah, I like
But
those
I-
grand size ones.
Yeah,
when you get at the
those are
store, those are
good.
good size.
I like,
Cinnabons, really big, really big.
Too big, too much, I think. You got to share with 4 people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with the sprinkled donuts though. I do love a good donut.
Nice.
Oh shit.
All right, I got linguine.
So did I.
Oh, it's a broken quiz. Darn it. If you didn't know, linguine
I
is the
will-
redheaded guy from Ratatouille.
It's funny because when we started this, I was like, how many redheaded hunks are there? I don't know. But
Apparently just one. This is all a trick to get you to fall in love with a
I
chef.
think he made this.
Linguine is the perfect redheaded guy for you. Like linguine, you're more on the reserved and shy side. However, you shine once you're in your element. My element with linguine is eating his food, you know?
Well, we have another quiz we'll do next time that's hopefully not broken.
Yeah,
And it's
hopefully not broken. Okay, so what's the charity for the day?
Charity this week is called Heart to Heart International. It is kind of one of those umbrella, overarching humanitarian initiative kind of charities. So I found it because there was another big earthquake in Asia, and but they also on their website have a ton of COVID testing and COVID relief type of stuff. And so I think it's just a general, like, how do we help human people in disaster situations? And so that was a good one. And it's got 4 stars, 96%, which is very high. Heart to Heart International.
Nice.
And it's hearttoheart.org with a T-O.
With a T-O? Heart
Yeah.
to heart.
Yes.
T-O. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, is there
Yes.
anything you want
Yeah.
to say, Liz, before we go?
Oh, I love you so much.